Firstly, it is the most powerful missile system in the world, not inferior in power to the Soviet-developed Voyvoda missile system in service with us. The total power of the warhead is more than 4 times the power of any most powerful existing Western counterpart. Secondly, and this is most crucial, the missile can travel not only along a ballistic, but also a suborbital trajectory, which allows it to exceed its range of over 35,000 kilometers, with simultaneously doubled accuracy characteristics and with the capability to overcome all existing and future missile defense systems.
Nuclear nightmare for Britain. Is Putin's Satan II really being aimed at number 10? Could Putin's new ICBM strike the UK in under 20 minutes, triggering fresh fears across Britain? Is this Russia's most chilling threat yet, as a Satan II warning appears to target the heart of Britain? A Putin ally has issued a chilling nuclear threat, even raising the prospect of a strike on the British Prime Minister's residence. Anti-UK rhetoric in Russia appears to be taking a darker nuclear turn as fresh threats aimed at Britain continue to surface. A Kremlin-aligned channel reportedly claimed that Putin's Satan II missile could destroy Downing Street. The Express reported on May 13th about the alleged threat directed at the British Prime Minister's residence. The threat came after Russia's reported successful launch of a 208-ton intercontinental missile. On May 12th, the Express had also reported on the Satan II missile launch, citing statements linked to the Kremlin. Express citing the Kremlin said, and I quote, "The weapon stands as tall as a 14-story building and delivers a yield 4 times greater than anything produced by the West." Unquote. The latest threat was published by Voenaya Chronica, a channel whose name translates into English as War Chronicles. According to the Express, the accompanying footage purported to show how the missile could obliterate Downing Street. A separate graphic reportedly depicted an Oreshnik missile aimed directly at NATO headquarters, the report said. Another fiercely pro-Kremlin account, Barrel of Black Caviar, also responded to the threat narrative, according to the Express. Barrel of Black Caviar said, and I quote, "Sarmat can destroy the British Prime Minister's residence. And Oreshnik can destroy NATO's residence." Unquote. The reported threat surfaced the same day Putin showcased what was described as his latest weapon system. One Russian Sarmat intercontinental ballistic missile could destroy an entire nation, Russian military analyst Igor Korochenko said in his latest assessment. He claimed that a single Sarmat, armed with more than 10 individually guided nuclear warheads, could theoretically wipe out countries such as France or the United Kingdom. The analyst warned that the missile could be used if Russia judged that its national security or strategic stability was seriously threatened. Korochenko added that the Sarmat can strike targets via both the North and South Poles, complicating early warning and missile defense planning. His remarks were made as he spoke to Russian state media outlet Sputnik, which published his comments on the missile's capabilities. Notably, the Sarmat is designed as a heavy intercontinental ballistic missile specifically for Russia's strategic nuclear forces. Earlier this week, Russia's defense ministry released video showing a test launch of a Sarmat missile from a silo-based site. The official footage showed the initial phases of the intercontinental ballistic missile launch, from ignition to early ascent. Russian President Vladimir Putin received a formal report on the test from senior missile force commanders overseeing the launch. According to Russian reports, Putin then reviewed detailed information about the Sarmat test during a video conference with top defense officials. Putin said that Russia has greatly modernized its nuclear deterrent since the early 2000s, citing new systems introduced over the past 2 decades. He also described the Sarmat as the most powerful missile system currently in the world, highlighting its payload and range. The Russian president claimed that the missile's total warhead power exceeds comparable Western strategic systems by around 4 times.
Work on improving deterrent forces resumed in Russia and has not stopped since the early 2000s. Back then we had no time for this, to put it bluntly. Russia was going through a very difficult period in its history. But after the United States withdrew from the Anti-Ballistic Missile Treaty in 2002, we were forced to, I want to emphasize this, we were forced to think about ensuring our strategic security in the new reality and the need to maintain a strategic balance of forces, parity. That is precisely why, I would like to emphasize this once again, Russia has begun work on the development of advanced systems that have no equivalent anywhere in the world and are guaranteed to overcome both existing and future missile defense systems. We are systematically implementing the Nuclear Forces Development Program established in response to this. In 2004, we began work on the intercontinental Avangard missile system. Since 2019, it has been on combat duty. Then we developed the medium-range air-launched Kinshal hypersonic missile, which has been on duty since 2017. It is already being used during the special military operation, but work on its improvement continues, including on accuracy in non-nuclear equipment. Since 2025, the medium-range ground-based Oreshnik missile system has been on combat duty, which can also be equipped with nuclear warheads. We are finishing work on 2 systems with small nuclear propulsion systems, the unique unmanned underwater Poseidon vehicle and the unique global-range Buvesnik cruise missile. Now let's speak about Sarmat intercontinental ballistic missile. We started working on it in 2011. In 2018, these works and the advantages of new prospective missile systems, including Sarmat, were publicly announced. Let me remind you what was discussed then and the advantages of our newest system. Firstly, it is the most powerful missile system in the world, not inferior in power to the Soviet-developed Voyvoda missile system in service with us. The total power of the warhead is more than 4 times the power of any most powerful existing Western counterpart. Secondly, and this is most crucial, the missile can travel not only along a ballistic, but also a suborbital trajectory, which allows it to exceed its range of over 35,000 kilometers, with simultaneously doubled accuracy characteristics and with the capability to overcome all existing and future missile defense systems. By the end of this year, Sarmat will be put on combat duty. Congratulations to the Defense Ministry, all participants, researchers, engineers, defense industrial complex production organizers, prime contractors on this major event and infallible success. Thank you for your work in strengthening Russia's defense capabilities. Good afternoon, Sergei Viktorovich. Can you hear me?
Good afternoon, Supreme Commander-in-Chief.
Please, go ahead, Sergei Viktorovich.
Comrade Supreme Commander-in-Chief, today at 11:15, the Strategic Rocket Forces conducted a test launch of the latest heavy liquid-fueled intercontinental ballistic missile Sarmat. The launch was successful and achieved all objectives. The test results confirmed that the design and technological solutions adopted were accurate and that the missile system meets the specified performance criteria. The ground-based strategic missile system with an intercontinental ballistic missile Sarmat is being developed to replace the Soviet-made Voyvoda system. The Sarmat surpasses its predecessor in combat capabilities, especially in its flight range, payload capacity, operational readiness, and anti-missile defense capabilities, which ensure it can reliably evade existing and prospective anti-missile defense systems. The system is being developed by the joint Stark company Makiv Rocket Design Bureau in collaboration with the industrial sector. The successful test launch of the Sarmat missile system enables us to deploy the first missile regiment equipped with this system to combat duty in the Uzhersky military unit, Krasnoyarsk region, by the end of this year. The deployment of launchers equipped with the Sarmat missile system will significantly enhance the combat capabilities of the ground-based strategic nuclear forces in delivering guaranteed strikes against targets and fulfilling strategic deterrence tasks. The task set for this launch has been completed. We will now proceed with the tasks related to putting it on combat duty. Report finished.